tend to dress so that people will notice me, so that even if I'm just going up the street to the greengrocers, something happens. There's an interaction with other people in the street. It's a kind of street theatre, and I think a lot of other people see it that way as well.
Dressed so that instead of being lumped into a particular category, I can be relating to different kinds of people, whether they be punks or skinheads or rockabilly rebels, so that I can really participate in the total carnival of what's going on out on the streets of London every day. Style groups have become so important is that we're living in a day and age that's got no real social markings. There's no sense of society or of community as a whole. So we form little tribes. This gives us a sense of belonging to a group, and at the same time, a way of standing out as individuals, a way of standing out from the grey mass that's our environment.
Ryan Jones, under the skies of England. Ryan Jones, under the skies of England. We are just walls are falling. Don't be angry, please hear what I say. Well, give me a chance, dear, don't drive me away.
We're Teds. It's different from being a rockabilly. It's a different style altogether. We're 50s style Teds. Working at a bank, of course, I couldn't wear the drape to work. But when I come out, that's it, I forget it. Put all gear on. I'd hate anyone to think I was a plastic Ted.
Give me just one more chance to...
I can't wear the clothes either because working in an office, I'd walk past a desk and send all the papers flying.
The Teddy Boy has always been the hard man, particularly in their heyday. They were the thugs and hooligans then. We can't complain about other groups of people because we're doing the same thing. But in particular, the skinheads seem to be only in it for violence.
I don't wear steel-toe cap boots because everybody associates them with violence, and I don't go out looking for violence. People do stare at us. They all think we're all Nazi thugs or something. We go around beating up old grannies and anybody else that gets in the way, which ain't true. We get picked on and all. If a police car goes past or something, they'll always stop and search us. Well, I ain't a member of the British movement or the National Front or any other right-wing organisations like that. Some of the things are just too stupid and never work what they're doing anyhow. I chose my style because it's going against the system. We're smart dressed usually, with all two-tone suits and that. Skinheads means like you have more fun than just being a normal person. That's what I like about being a skinhead.
I'm a skinhead girl. Being a skinhead is a way of life. You can't just do it part-time. I drifted into skinhead from punk. I started getting on a lot better with skinheads than punks, but it still took a few months to get the nerve to have my hair cropped. As a skinhead, I should always try to dress smartly and not look tatty or dirty. I mean, it's only the minority which are violent and glue sniff. There's been a lot of bad publicity about skinheads. I could get really angry about it, but there's not much I can do on my own. I can't go and tell all the papers they're wrong. The country is in a bad state at the moment, but I wouldn't ever consider leaving England. No matter how bad things get, I've still got the red, white and blue, and I'm proud of it.
As a conscious black person, I find it necessary to assert a positive black identity rather than just fall into a white pre-written definition of what I'm supposed to be. The hair is part of an overall identity. I finally decided to locks up after coming back from West Africa. I just washed it and oil it and leave it. It just takes its natural course, freely and naturally. That's how black people's hair grows. If I had to put a name to myself, I guess I would call me a cultural dread. I'm not Rasta myself, even though you see locks. If people stare, all I know is they're looking at a man that couldn't be broken by the system. Besides, in time, people will come to accept the way we look.
Badges and T-shirts are particularly easy ways of sending messages to other people. It's very cheap, it's very disposable. A lot of the whole business of style is about communicating with people so that you can make contact. Badges, T-shirts, etc. are just an easy way of making contact.
My clothes and things, I tend to buy mainly from jumble sales and junk shops because I begrudge paying lots of money for sort of clothes.
I suppose people would either call me a poser or a blitz kid, but I don't think I represent that. I don't think I could label myself.
I think pickers are the most difficult thing to find nowadays because it's not only teddy girls that are wearing them, there's also punks and all the other cults.
People will not look at you while you're walking towards them. But the moment you've gone past, all their heads turn round. Older people look at us and smile and say to us, come have a look at her shoes, something like that.
I'm from Londonderry, and I've been living in London for 1 year and 6 months. I came to London because I was totally fed up with living in Northern Ireland, the situation and everything.
The New Romantics, or posers, were originally a handful of people who were very creative and worked together in a very competitive atmosphere to produce a wide variety of styles. In most people's minds, they're associated with all the frilly blouses and black velvet and lace that appeared in the chain stores about the same time as the royal wedding. But that was really just one style that they went through and then moved on to do other creative things.
If you're trying to maintain a sense of being a group such as punks or skins or hippies or whatever, and you discover that mainstream fashion is picking up on some aspects of your style and fashionalizing them, you have to react to this some way, to employ the permanent body arts of tattooing, scarification, piercing, to do something to your own body which isn't going to change and which no one who is caught up in the fashion world is going to do to themselves.
Don't throw it yet. Don't throw it yet. Pull him. Pull him. Come over.
When we talk about groups such as Rastafarians and the Orange People, we must remember that they're not really style groups in the same way that skinheads, mods, punks, hippies are style groups.
I used to dress like a skinhead, had my hair cut short. But you got too much hassle from the police and other people. They just had everything against you. And so I decided to change, becoming a mod. Skinheads on scooters didn't seem right. And we looked more like mods anyway when we had crash helmets on. And then I just fell in love with mod. It's great to be looked at when you're on your scooter and you think that you're something different and people look at you because you look good. No matter who's looking at you, they know that you look good, really. A scooter does look smart, whatever anybody says. And if you happen to be riding it, then you look smart as well. And it just feels good that people think, well, that's definitely a mod sort of thing. And, you know, you've got a reason for being there. Not like a skinhead can walk down the street, but you just say, oh, there's a skinhead, look. But a mod, you see him on his scooter, they say, that's a smart bike, and he's got nice clothes on or whatever. The area that I live in, Chapel Heath, I mean, it's not exactly a rich area, and it's not a slum. So, like, mod clothes are just the clothes to wear around there. And I hope to become a professional musician in about 6 months. I'm signing on a dole, but the money's just nothing anyway. It doesn't even keep me in fags per week.
I'm 16 now, and I've been dressing up as a mod since I was about 14. I describe myself as a modette. The boys call themselves mods, and the modette's just a female version. I chose my style because I like it better than anything else. I like the fashions, the music, and scooters. There's lots of places to go, and we don't have to sit around on street corners. My favourite groups are obviously The Who, the basis of mods, and the Kinks and the Small Faces, and old American soul, Tamla Motown. My mum and dad don't mind me being a mod at all. I think
for most people, seem to put a lot of energy into cars, and that's how they express their sort of feelings. I express my feelings by dressing up the way I do. I like a sort of macho look. I like sort of making my own clothes and feeling proud to sort of walk through the street like I do. I'd like to sort of get somewhere in the world by wearing these kind of clothes. I have occasionally about 3 or 4 rastas come up to me and ask me questions, why do I do it? And I explain to them, well, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. But I don't get on with my own colour because of how I dress. I do get a lot of hassle. I keep myself to myself, or I go out with my girlfriend and we have a lot of fun.
I describe myself as a punk because I like it. It wasn't a revival, it was the first thing that come round. Like, you get mods and you get skinheads, it's all been done before, but punk is, I was there when it happened, so.
When punk first came out, it was for the kids. It was like anarchy and chaos and everything, and it was really good because it was a time when, like, kids could stand up for themselves and rebel against the state, you know? I'm not political myself, but I suppose what I wear, it's a statement about myself. I'm telling other people that I am a punk, but I'm not actually going out to antagonise anyone, which is what I think they think I'm trying to do. My parents don't exactly get on with what I'm doing. My dad just laughs and my mum just keeps nagging me to tell me to wear nice clothes and have nice hair. But I think she's realised that after 3 years she's not getting through to me, so she's given up.
My job as a carpenter, I've been doing it for 3.5 years now. I passed my guilds, and I think the governor's one of the best because he's accepted me now. Another place they want me out of work at all, and they wouldn't have a second glance at me. They'd shut me out. But I'm glad that he has accepted me because, you know, I can work just like I never can't. It's just that I dress different, that's all. Until people stop taking from the outside and look at the inside of you, then that'd be better.
I work for a dole office. I've been working there for over a year now. When I first started, when I went for my interview, I had to dress a little bit more respectable, as it were. Otherwise, I would never have passed my interview.